great pleasure to introduce Edgar Rivera, CTO at 4G.
Thank you, Simon. Hello, everybody. Okay, let me see by hands. Who has been in Kenya? Please raise your hand. Oh, a few hands, okay. We're gonna teach you a very few words, okay, in Swahili. It's not my mother tongue, but it's fun, okay? So in Swahili, we say karibu, which means welcome. And then when I say karibu, you say asante. Okay, so I'm gonna say karibu.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thank you so much. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for SingleStore for letting us, tell our story. Yes, we're 4G Capital. We are a fintech in Africa. We operate in 2 countries mostly, in Kenya and Uganda. And here I'm gonna explain a little bit about ourselves, what we do, okay? Then what was the challenges that we were having in the data domain, and then what was the solution, okay? And what is expecting for us? What is the future for 4G Capital? Good, so who we are, what we do. We really have a purpose, which is unlock potential in Africa. And how do we do that? We do that by providing the right business toolkit. So, which means helping the people that are operating in the markets, the small businesses, with the right loan capabilities or financial capabilities. We also have a big task force that walk into those markets. We call the colleagues, that they support those customers. Now, those clients, they mostly don't have access to financial services. This is people selling potatoes, onions on markets, and those are the first customers that we're serving. Yeah, we also have other products and services for small businesses and more bigger businesses, but the people on the ground is the people that really we care about. We also provide training. Yeah, so our loan officers and collections officers, they work with an app, and they provide training, financial training to help the people to understand what are loans, what are budgetings, etc. And we also have very good products and tailored products for these kind of people and customers. The most important thing for us is to help grow the economy in all Africa and have the vision of becoming, one of the best fintechs in all Africa. Now, those are some of the products that we have. Upia and Kusa, for example. Upia is a 4 weeks loan that people do repetitively. We have customers that have been doing loans for 5, 6 years and more. And for them, it's so important to have access to this capital because that allows them to buy, the stock, so they can sell. For example, if they're short in capital, they're not able to buy more stock, they come to us, and they do all of these through mobile money. It's amazing. In Africa, there is a telco company called Safaricom that has one of the biggest networks, like digital wallets networks, is called M-Pesa. And all customers operate with a feature phone, an old phone, those old Nokias that we don't have anymore here. They use those phones to create the loans, to make payments, to see the balance, etc. It's very, very exciting. We have other products, more advanced, for small businesses that are doing maybe more interesting things. Like we are now doing a lot of things in the environment, like electric vehicles, motorbikes, and also next gen, which is a partner service. For example, we have a partnership with MasterCard, where we disperse money through entrepreneurs and women entrepreneurs especially. So at the end of the day, it's all about human and the people. Yeah, we believe in the touch, in walking with the customers, talking to the customers. That's why the element of business training is so important, and this has an impact on the collections rate. Yeah, we have an unbelievable collection rate of nearly 95%, which is unheard on the financial sector, and especially on non-secure loans, which is very, very high. But just to show some numbers, we are the number 1 impact fintech in Africa. We have done around 22 million in revenue, And at the moment, we operate in Kenya and Uganda, but we're looking to do an expansion in all Africa and overseas. I'm not going to go through all of these numbers, but just to let you know, we have around 170 branches all across Kenya and Uganda, and around 1,500 employees. This is one of our C-level people. I'm here, Edgar Rivera, the CTO. And the reason I'm talking here today is because I'm also taking care of the data strategy at the moment in our company. I inherited this position some months ago, and when you inherit something that you always inherit as well, the problems, and the challenges, I'm not gonna go through that, but very clever people. I wanna just point at our CEO, Wayne, who's an amazing guy that is making a huge impact in Africa, and he's been doing it for the last 10 years. That's how we've been operating in Africa. Cool, more numbers. So we have done 120 million total loan disbursements, and we also, as I said, we've been growing really, really good over the last years. You see 2021, 22, 23, and it's hard to maintain this growth if you're not rely on proper data. We have a lot of reporting. We have real-time reporting. We need to measure disbursements, loans on every branch, on every sector, basically on every agent. So for us, data has been super important. And when we started this journey, we created different platforms across these years. So those are some of the words that we have. That we're very, very proud of the impact that we're having in our region. So now let me talk to you about the data challenges. So as I mentioned before, we started our platform so many years ago. We call it Merlin One, and we started with RDS MySQL in AWS, and this is how we started to grow a monolithic application. But then we needed a very good analytic capabilities. So they decided to start that analytic capability in BigQuery, in GCP. So now we're multi-cloud. We have the data here and then the analytic data on the other side. But that comes with challenges. Now you have ETL tools that need to synchronize the data back and forward. And those that creates a lot of problems, because first of all, you have a fragmented view of the things. Sometimes we have to wait for the data to be replicated from one database to another. To add something more to this problem or this challenge, 2 years ago we decided to build a new platform, more modern, more scalable, that will allow us to grow and reach more and more customers, more than 150 customers, 150,000 customers that we have today. So then we introduced a new platform, microservices oriented, API, all of the modern things that now most of the companies are building. And that came with another new databases too. So then we introduced the DynamoDB, which is a serverless database, it's no SQL. And we also introduced OpenSearch to do real-time searches in customers, leads, and partners. Imagine all of these databases playing together and managing all of these. So when I came to 4G Capital and I saw these problems, the complexity and fragmented view, the data inconsistencies, the limited analytics, also when I noticed the cost and performance, we were paying a lot here and a lot of there. And because we were migrating from Merlin 1 to Merlin 2, we were increasing some costs in one side and and potentially decreasing in the other side. So that was a big challenge, And then I saw these scalability challenges, also the security. Since we are regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya, we have to be obviously secure and compliant, and that increase the attack surface, increase the complexity when you do compliance, how you protect the data, who have access to the data, how you implement governance strategies. and audits, who has access to what, who did what, etc. And then the final thing, I spoke with my DevOps team, my data team. We have a data team of scientists and data engineers, data analysts, and they have to manage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, databases and 2 clouds. And it's not easy. It's not easy to overcome those technical skill gaps. And since also the environment is moving rapidly, the ecosystem, the fintech ecosystem makes even more and more challenging. Yeah. So, and I was, looking a solution. I was like, how can I solve this problem? How can I make this better? And I remember, when you are in CTO, you all get all the time these cold calls. People, providers like you or some of you, coming to you offering services. But I believe that it's one of the best things is when you figure out yourself what you want and you actually approach the partner. You have a good intention, to sit down with the partner. And that was what happened to me. I saw a webinar on how to build AI chatbots and SingleStore, and I was like, what is this? I joined, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, SingleStore. And then I started to do more research, contact the sales team. We did a POC, very good POC, where we covered all of the aspects and challenges that we had. And after that, it came have you ever seen The Lion King, yeah? So when you say the circle of life, so I call it the circle of data. And I had this moment when I was like, I was, putting SingleStore as the new Lion King, the new data king. And it was like that, yeah, because they actually came to, to solve all our problems in one single database. And we built a great business case that I was able to present to the exco committee, to the CFO, and see the savings. Yeah, we're getting 40% efficiencies in cost, which is unbelievable. Yeah, we gotta take care of our money, and it's important because it takes a lot of effort to make dollars out of these loans and in this economy. But this platform has, it's a predicted cost. We know what we're paying for, what are we getting for, and we were able to have a single source of truth. We were able to move MySQL Merlin 1 and save costs from the AWS RDS. We're able to replace DynamoDB and support SQL, NoSQL structures and JSON structures. We were able to replace OpenSearch and have full text search capabilities as well. And we were also able to migrate BigQuery workloads and data to SingleStore and save costs in all our vendors. I think this has more advantages because it reduces the complexity and also enable innovation. So before I finish, I want to talk about innovation, and I want to talk about what's coming next for us. Why it's important for you to, as a company, to be ready for innovation. Because I heard the man in the back talking about the legacy, how AI. Okay, so how can you produce these new technologies if you're not ready for that yet? You need to tidy up first your room. You need to be ready because, Gen AI and AI and all of this new technology, they come hand by hand with your API strategy and your data. So that's why it's important for us to organize that and be ready for the innovation. So for us, the future is very bright. One of the things that we like a lot about SingleStore is that it's ready for the AI. It's bulletproof because we have notebooks. Our data scientists can jump pretty quickly, create a notebook, do Python code, get data from the different databases. We also have possibilities to vectorize and do embeddings, so we can, start to explore LLM, large language models, and chatbots. But and coming back again to the man that was asking, how can we do innovation? This is my point of view, okay? You gotta start from the problem. What's the business problem that we're solving? Yeah, because there is 2 types of business problems, what I was saying, two ways of seeing these. There is one problem that will save you money. They say, we're paying too much here, and we're spending too much money in this business problem, and if we do this, you're gonna save that amount, okay? And then there's another one, we will help you to generate new incomes or generate new money. Most of the times, people tend to do first, they want to save you money, because that's a must. Yeah, it's a must, yeah? Those kind of business cases, those are the ones that you gotta identify. What are the problems that we are spending a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of people, time, yeah? For us, for example, it's all about onboarding and bringing new customers. We have a very manual processes. We have a data center with 200 people just in Kenya. And for us, it's a very manual process, calling the customers, identifying, do identity checks, all of those things. So we're building now a new mobile application for end customers. And also we will introduce new technologies to onboard customers quickly. With the hand of the AI, with the help of the AI and generative AI, we will be able to ask questions to the customer. The customer will be able to chat and ask questions and segment those customers quickly and identify what type of loan they need from us. But that will be only possible if we have all our data sorted out and we are ready for that innovation. We are now building this super app that will help as well the customers to get the training on the hand and to being able to manage their business, the budget, like their accounting, and also to keep growing their businesses. We're also partnering with other businesses or type of SMEs that are doing a lot of things, as I said before, in the environmental or the eco entrepreneurs. So, for example, for companies that are selling motorbikes, electric motorbikes that have battery, interchangeable batteries. They can just switch the batteries and keep using the motorbike the whole day. And in Kenya, there is a lot of rides and a lot of people on the motorbikes all around the city. There is like a Uber motorbike, which is quite fun. So yeah, so that's our story, and that's what we're doing. And I'm really pleased to have the opportunity to be here. There is no limit for us. We gotta look at all the countries, all the regions. How can we keep impacting people? How can we give access to people for the fourth generation type of services, the financial services? That's what we're doing. And I think that we couldn't do this if we don't have a good data partner and a good data strategy. And that's why now I'm very excited about the 24 and what we're achieving over the next days. I'm also very pleased on the sales support, the sales engineer support, because they were able to always solve our problems, help us. How do we do this? How do we do this pipeline? How do we migrate here from here? They've been supporting us from the beginning. And that's what you want from a partner. You want from a partner is someone you can really, rely on, you can call when you need it, that can, work with you shoulder to shoulder, because they care about your business. And that's what we're getting at the moment, and that's what we actually want to get over the next months and the future years. So that's it. So that's 4G Capital. Thank you so much for being here, for listening our story. And we're very excited about our future and keep impacting people's lives in Africa and the world.
Amazing. I have time for a very quick question if anyone has one.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Becky, I caught you off guard there.
Hi, I'm Simone from Experian. Thanks for your talk. I'm curious about how long the journey of migration from Merlin 1 to the final destination took, and whether it is a lift and shift of all the diverging technologies onto this platform, or you had to put a lot of effort in re-engineering and redesigning your state.
Well, Merlin 1 to Merlin 2, thank you for the question. So Merlin 1 to Merlin 2 was a completely new animal. So we had to build it from the ground. We actually get a new core banking solution, and we have to build new services and redesign the whole thing. The previous platform, Merlin 1, was a monolith, was like very basic. It was not ready for multi-country, multi-currency, multi-product. It was completely, different tech. So that new thing is actually been over the last 2 years, the Merlin 1 to Merlin 2. We're rolling out to branches, to the 170 branches, and it's going really well. Now, the other migrations, for example, since when I look at SingleStore, they are MySQL compatible. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, I can move Merlin 1, which is still used in some branches, in many branches. I can move a staging environment quickly for training purposes, and I can move production environment as well. We can save some even cost in AWS, RDS, MySQL. So that was quite straightforward. Since we operate in business hours, it's easy for us to turn it off and move the data sets, the databases, and do MySQL dumps, for example. That was quite straightforward. BigQuery is still going on. We have a lot of data in BigQuery, a lot of data sets. So it's still an in progress migration, and I guess it will take the next weeks and months to complete it. And especially because we build APIs on top of BigQuery, again to expose data for reporting purposes and all of that. That answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Any other question?
Perfect. Thank you, Edgar.
Well,
Great presentation.
thank you so much.